Hello, Callum. How are you?
Hello, Dale. I am well. Nice to speak to you again.
My gosh, it's been 3 years.
It has been 3 years. Crazy.
Yeah, well, we're using Zoom now, Callum. Are you familiar with it to share your screen? It's that green box.
I am indeed. Let me
Yeah.
have a look.
So
Down.
we're not going to make that mistake again and let this much time fly between us. How have you been through this whole COVID scenario?
I've been okay. I mean, it's been tough in the UK. We've been 12
Yeah,
months of lockdown with a 1 month break, pretty much.
yeah,
So it has been tough. I'll just bear with me for just a moment, Dale. I just need
sure.
to let me see. Yeah.
Yeah, Jane says you sound like you're one of the Beatles.
Well, the Beatles are my favorite band, ironically, Dale. I need to leave. I need to leave this meeting and reopen it to allow my screen share. Is that okay? I'll be back in about
Yeah.
a minute.
Oh, you mean you're logging out and then coming back?
I need to leave the meeting apparently to enable my screen share.
No, just a new share.
Yeah, I've done that and I've enabled. Let me see if it does it here.
Here it comes. There you go.
Fantastic.
All
Okay, is
right.
there anything you'd like me to cover or
You
just?
know, it's been such a long time. Maybe you could refresh my memory. I know that you were, crypto's your bailiwick, but maybe you could just tell us a little bit about how you got into the business and a little bit about your journey before we get into the markets.
Yes, of course. Well, I completed a degree in business management, economics, and entrepreneurship. Graduated in 2014 and went straight into the public sector, working for the Disclosure and Barring Service in the HR team, which was great, but public sector, no targets. So I wanted a challenge. So I went into the private sector and became an employment law consultant, which was great. I started trading late 2016. My first ever trade was in June 2016, but I didn't really pick it up until a few months later after studying and being in bewilderment about the markets. Found
Are you
crypto.
self-taught, Callum?
I am 100% self-taught, yes.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, that's a tough road sometimes because when you're self-taught, you have to go through the mistakes all by yourself.
Oh, Dale, the mistakes. I mean,
Yeah.
they were crippling at times. But I've stuck at it. I've devoted my life to the markets for the last 4 years. And yeah, I worked for in commercial banking as well for a year.
Okay.
And I've been full time. I left commercial banking last October. Overall, I've been full time in the markets for 3+ years, maybe 3.5. Two
Okay.
different spurts. But yeah, regarding the markets at the moment, I
Yeah.
mean, Bitcoin is an absolute monster,
Yeah.
and the macro environment is just, in my opinion, perfect. I'm no expert, but my analysis has done me very, very well over the last 9 months. I've just been extremely bullish Bitcoin ever since. Let me have a look. Let me see if I can get this. Ever since, if we can have a look at this chart here,
Yeah.
ever since, because everyone gets bearish at support, right, and everyone gets bullish at resistance. Well, whenever Bitcoin did this, broke through this area and
Yeah.
pulled back, I've been 100% balls deep crypto ever since this happened. And Bitcoin is still unbelievably bullish. If we look at the weekly, I love
Yeah.
looking at weekly divergences. I just need to move this thing at the top. That's quite annoying. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we're getting some negative divergences, but the
no,
momentum was no.
it's not negative. It's a hidden bullish divergence.
Oh,
So usually it would be the other way around, but a higher low in price and a lower low in price in an uptrend is a hidden bullish divergence, and it just confirmed across a boatload of cryptos. Bitcoin, Ethereum, you can see there, Litecoin, Link, gold as well. Gold is setting up for a massive 2 month divergence, which is the biggest divergence I have ever seen. If you can see it here, we go boom. And all of these divergences meet all the criteria necessary. I've been trading these divergences for years. And yeah, the dollar, the creme de la creme, the thing that sits on top of the pyramid of glory is the dollar has negative divergences on the weekly chart. So combine that for me with $1.9 trillion funding bill hitting the markets, the economy, hitting pockets of Americans. I think the dollar has only got one way to go, which is down, risk assets up. And yeah, I'm targeting $100,000 Bitcoin minimum, $10,000 Ethereum. I mean, if you look at all these companies scrambling to add crypto to their balance sheets, they're not buying up here for a quick flip. You know, they're buying Bitcoin for the long haul. I mean, they might rebalance on a quarterly basis to lock in gains, you know, but they're not buying it for a quick flip. So
no, they're adopting it.
They are. So
you don't adopt a kid and then, you know, say, see you later in 6 months. When you adopt something, you're making it your own.
Absolutely, Dale. And yeah, so I am just remaining balls deep in crypto. I've got a silver miners portfolio, which isn't doing too well, but I'm still hopeful. Uranium, I've got my private sector pension in uranium, and I've been bullish for. Let me see. I was bullish down here. I bought my first uranium. I think it was about here, and then I averaged down all down here. And it's just exploded, you know, because of the COVID and the supply squeeze.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've taken a lot of profits on uranium because these junior miners, they're very volatile. And also in the pot stocks,
Tilray,
cannabis stocks.
Move.
Yeah, huge move, and unfortunately, it was quite the blow off top, you know. But I'm in these stocks for the long haul for the next 10 years. But yeah, I don't even day trade anymore, Dale. There's no point. Just hold, and let monetary policy do its thing, you know. Yeah.
Do you trail stops?
No stops.
No stops.
Just hold. I mean, I do the average trade, for example. I bought the very bottom of the NASDAQ publicly on Twitter and in my Telegram. This was a beautiful. Look at that. I mean, when price was about here, I put in my Telegram and on Twitter saying that I'm buying this area here. And just look at that. It's just buy the dip. Don't do anything stupid and hold, you know. And if we look at gold, this 2 week support looks solid to me. And we're nearly closing at the 2 week candle green, which will be great. I've got entries from right at the bottom there, all publicly done. I mean, people, day trading's for mugs. I think, Dale, I've lost a lot of money personally day trading. I've made a lot of money day trading, but the real money I've made is just in the holding, as Warren Buffett famously said.
Okay. You do any currencies you're holding if you're bearish a dollar?
Well, I hold the pound, you know.
Okay. Yeah, because you're there.
Yeah. I mean, I think cable. Let me have a look at cable, because we had to look at cable when I was on last time, I believe, and it was probably, when was it? 2018. On
its way down.
It was on its way down, but I was a bit early on that one, a bit of a early trade, but I think cable's going straight to 2. You know.
Yeah.
I mean,
$2.
I think so. I mean, it's not good for me as crypto is denominated in the dollar, but what can you do?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So the pound going higher. The only thing you're bearish is the dollar. Looked like we recently had a little move in rates. Does that fit into your narrative that it's just a temporary uptick in rates and they're going to head back down to 0 again?
Yeah, I mean, me and a good friend of mine, he's called Ted. I've known him for years. We've recently founded let me have a look. It's called Macro Unpuzzled, which is kind of macro research Twitter account. Now he does all the bond stuff. all the yield stuff. And he's actually came out with a really interesting, let me see. If you can see here, he's comparing the dollar to the 10-year yield, and he's compared Bitcoin to the 10-year yield. And he's saying that investors are flocking out of bonds into crypto, So with the whole bond market and yields, I quite frankly, I don't have time to look into that. And it's not a net positive for me to know all the intricacies when my colleague and co-founder knows them perfectly like the back of his hand, So I just kind of go with what he's saying. But until he comes to me and says, Cal, this is a problem, we are both just hella bullish risk markets.
Yeah. So what do? You go out to the golf course, and if you just stay long, why watch it?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if it's my schedule is super busy at the moment, and I am tired, Dale. I haven't been on a holiday in a long time with global lockdown and not being able to go out into public places, So I am absolutely knackered. I can barely handle my schedule as it is. So it's great to have a colleague like Ted, who traded FX for 7 years and now he's all in crypto. So he knows all this stuff. So I trust him, and it's great to have him with me.
Okay. And so you have a Telegram group. Is that it? Do you have a website or anything? So the only way that people find you is through Twitter, and then they sign up for your Telegram group, right?
Yeah, so I've got this new Twitter is called Macro Unpuzzled. Literally created it today. My Twitter is, let me see, Macro CRG. And then my Telegram is just Macro CRG as well. It's just a channel where people can join up and look at what I say. But I mean, a website could be in the works, but I'm in no rush to kind of take on too much work, Dale. I'm just trying to give out as much free content as I can and help everyone win.
Okay. All right. Well, great presentation. Maybe next time you bring your partner on and you both tell us what it's like to be a team and how you collaborate, because there are a lot of teams in this industry. It's hard to wear every hat in this business, and maybe that would be a pretty cool interview. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that would be great. I mean, Ted lives in Australia, so he hasn't even woken up yet. And
yeah.
my stepsister, or my sister, who's a professional graphic designer, she just sent through all this info today. So Ted hasn't even seen the finished product of the Twitter account. So he's going to wake up. This is our mission statement. I think there's a lot of macro services out there, Dale, but little of it is actually actionable. So that is what we want to do. We want to say this is our opinion, and it's unwavering, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you don't say on one hand this, on the other hand this, or it could go up unless it comes down, and then if it comes down and goes back up, it could go higher. Yeah, exactly. That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
This is
what else you want to show us on the same thing with S&Ps are going to what 5,000?
Oh,
with your targets.
I think so, Dale. I mean, if we look at what happened when the last stimulus went through, the funding bill, I don't know when it was, somewhere in here, and we just had a year of fun. So I am expecting, because the Fed will do anything. They're throwing in the kitchen sink even now, 1 year later, and inflation isn't a problem. It's just not happening. So, and that's why gold has been hit hard. Well, partly because the inflation fears are not really there, so they can keep on printing and keep on having the loosest monetary policy in Fed history.
Can they fail and the deflation that they're fighting overtakes even the Fed?
Yeah, I mean, all the people like that, Henrik Zeberg and all those perma bears that have been wrong for years and years and years and years, I think they will carry on being wrong, because look at this trend. Why would you tell people to short this trend? It's just stupid. I've done that before in my life, trying to be smarter than the market. Like, no one will ever be smarter than the market. The market is king. And if you don't think so, you are in for a humbling. So just don't think you're smarter than the market and just flow with the market. Why wouldn't you
Yeah.
be long risk assets when ES looks like this, Bitcoin, Ethereum look like that? I mean, for me, crypto has got a long way to go. The bond market's 100 trillion. Crypto is 1.8 trillion. And if investors are seriously flocking from bonds to crypto as a safe haven,
Yeah.
then the crypto market could go 10x from here. I've always said over the last couple of years, 10 trillion market cap is doable, and we're on our way there.
Wow. There's no wavering from you. You have conviction. You have aggressive narratives for upside targets, Callum. And I like that you say the market's a king, because there have been times in my career where the king has made me a serf.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so I was thrown across the moat and said, "Go feed yourself." Dale. Anyway, really was cool to talk to you again. See, I think there might be one more shot up in rates, but
Yeah.
anyway, really interesting to talk to you. I know your partner in Australia. This would be the middle of the night this time slot, but you know what? I want to have you back, and you have this on record to see where we're at, say in June. What do you think, Callum?
Yeah, June sounds good to me, Dale. I look forward to it.
Yeah, and I'm really glad that I invited you back. And I now after talking to you for a while, I've old timers disease, right? So I remember you. I remember you now, my trading warrior brothers. So 100,000 Bitcoin, gold on the verge of a massive move. You have any upside targets in gold once this thing gets going? Like, are you in
No,
the 5,000 camp?
no idea. I mean, gold is
Yeah.
probably the kind of major asset I'm least sure of, because I'm not
Okay.
going to lie to you, Dale. I've lost money long in gold this year. I've been long
Yeah.
gold.
Everyone has. Yeah.
I've been long gold all year, and
Yeah.
I have lost money trying to do that. So it is a bit worrying. But if, for example, if we can close a 2 week candle here as green, and then we can kind of get above this area here, then I will start thinking about major upside targets. But for the moment, I'm just buying the dip and hoping really with gold. But I do think it goes a lot higher. We'll see.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you, Callum, my trading warrior brother, for being with us. Unless there's something else you want to share with us.
No, I'd like to share a thank you for having me on, my fellow trading warrior brother. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, Callum, keep up the great work, and sharing your ideas with people. You probably have a lot of happy people in Telegram that have ridden the bucking bronco with you.
I certainly hope so.
All right, buddy. So everyone, Callum is with us here, and you could follow him. Let me just look at the Twitter again. It's at macro CRG, and that's Callum Graham. And now you know how to get in touch with him. And if you want to, get involved with what he's doing, this is the best way to go about it. So thanks again. Good hunting to you, Callum, and appreciate you taking time out of your day. You may think be bullish on crypto, but do you really know what your most valuable asset is?
What is that?
Time.
I agree.
Okay, because money comes and goes, pips come and go, time is gone forever. And I want to thank you for spending some of your most valuable currency with us today.
Wise words, Dale. Again, thank you so much for having me on. It's been a pleasure.
Okay, everyone. Callum Graham, that's going to be a wrap, and we'll see everyone for TGIF. Even though I said today was Friday, I was joking. I know tomorrow is, and that's a wrap. And don't forget to join the team in the Morning Edge. And really appreciate all you guys. Hope we're adding value to what you're trying to accomplish. And don't just count your crypto, count your blessings. I'll see everyone tomorrow to wrap it up.
Perfect.
Adios.
Take care,
Thank
Dale.
you. Thank you, Callum.
Bye, everyone.